Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. It's a Bible reading party. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. I almost overslept. Good morning. If you guys hear a little edge in my voice today, yeah, it's because I almost overslept. Good morning, good morning. Let me get myself together. And yeah. Yeah. What had happened was, I told you guys I was supposed to be going back to work this week, right? And then we got a notification at the last minute that they were going to hold off. And so, with me being a midnight worker, was that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? No, well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of last week, I was training my body to stay up overnight again. So I went to bed really late. I came on, I did my Bible reading, and then I, tried to go straight back to sleep so that I could kind of sort of flip back to my work at night, sleep in the day schedule. And then I got the notification, so I didn't go to work Sunday night. I'm sorry if I keep digging in my eyeballs. I didn't go to work Sunday night, and it all that staying up late, sleeping in the daytime, it threw me off. And so the last day and a half, I've been trying to go to sleep at night, but I can't. So my mind is trying to be up in the middle of the night, and I'm just all thrown off. So yeah, that's a thing. But enough of that. Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna get it together. You know how I'm gonna get it together? Because this live stream is brought to you by Bustelo, Cafe Bustelo. Not really. This is not a sponsored video. I wish it was. This is what I was talking about yesterday. This is what I was talking about yesterday. It's just coffee, just regular coffee. Well, espresso coffee. Ooh, it is so strong. It's so strong. Cafe Bustelo, espresso ground coffee. Always pure and flavorful like no other. Café Bustelo, café espresso molido, siempre puro y pleno de sabor como ningún otro. See that? And actually, this tastes a lot better than the little pods that I use. I guess because it's real. I don't know. It doesn't taste bitter. But in either case, the time is now 7:18 a.m. because that's what time it is. The time is 7:18 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's Texas time for those who don't know. It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday, May 19th. It's Tuesday, May 19th. And yeah, we're going to read the Bible today. We're going to read the Bible. We're going to read the Bible, the Bible, the Bible. We're going to read the Bible. Because it's a Bible reading party. Oh yeah. It's a Bible reading party. Let's get this party started. It's a Bible reading party. Oh yeah. Put my coffee over here. This is the Bible that I use. What kind of Bible do you use? Let me know. Some people are diehard King James Bible readers, and that's cool. Some people are New International Version readers. That's mine. New Living Testament. I always want to say Testament. New Living Translation. That's the translation that I use. Some people are. I said New International, didn't I? Yeah. There's different translations and different versions, depending on what your needs are or how comfortable you feel reading the Bible. That's what you have. Oh, that's what I was looking back there for. I knew I was looking back there for some reason. Some people prefer just to read like the New Testament and Proverbs. That's the easy to read version, which is very similar to this one. In either case, the link to this is in the description. The link to this is in the description. This is my Bible dictionary. So from time to time, I'll refer to this Some people use a concordance, which is similar but a lot more in depth. And this just helps me understand different terminologies. It has a little bit of history on people's names and places and things. People, places, and things, like whatever that thing is. Like a spearhead. I don't know what that is. But yeah, that's that. And then let me do the screen share. My phone now. Let me do the screen share so you can see the Bible study guide that I use. We are in chapter, wait, is it week 21? I don't think I ever changed my week, did I? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Let me show you the cover of this book first. This is the cover of the study guide that I'm using. Mine's a digital download. You can get your own through the link in the description, or you can actually buy this as a physical book. But that's what it looks like. The title is A Woman's Guide to Reading the Bible in a Year, a life-changing journey into the heart of God. The author is Diane Stortz. We are in week 20, so I do need to change that on the title. If you get the download, this is what it'll be like. It'll be broken down into weeks. And we are right here in week 21, chosen by God. Each week has a different theme that you will notice as you're reading along. It'll have a little piece over here to the side, like an introductory to what you're about to read. And then over here, it will be some checkpoints for you to read. So right here on the left, oh man, I can't do it anymore. See, I can't zoom in like I was able to. I don't know why sometimes it'll let me zoom in, sometimes it won't. But in either case, where it says read, that's the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday part. And so we are in Tuesday. We're going to be reading 1 Samuel 19 through 21. And on this right side over here, these are checkpoints, which means at some point I'm going to hit one of these checkpoints, and it's going to be a significant part of that particular day's reading. We've got a king's armor, which we read about that yesterday. Little David goodness gracious, little David, who was Jesse's son, was a shepherd. He was had some brothers that were fighting in the Philistine war under Saul. He was helping his brothers out, running back and forth between shepherding and bringing food and supplies to his brothers. And he took on the challenge of fighting Goliath. King Saul heard about this and offered little David his own armor. So that's that checkpoint, a king's armor. David was offered Saul's armor. The next points are murdered priest, good grief. A wise, tactful wife, a meeting with a medium, and time for judgment. Did I ever read this? I don't feel like I read this. I'm going to read this really quick before I jump into the recap. God sent Samuel to anoint David with oil, setting him apart to become king, a young shepherd musician from Bethlehem. David had a strong faith in God that soon showed itself in combat with Goliath, the Philistine giant. David served in King Saul's court, but eventually Saul's jealousy forced David to flee. The second half of 1 Samuel chronicles David's life as a fugitive in the wilderness and in enemy territory, plus Saul's continuing willful disobedience of God's command. David refused to kill Saul despite opportunities to do so, and Saul eventually committed suicide in battle. The path was finally clear for David to be king. Paul followed up his two first letters to the Christians in Corinth with the letter known as 2 Corinthians. So that's what we're going to be reading about later this week. This time he emphasized his authority as an apostle in order to counter charges from false teachers who had stirred up the young Corinthian church against him. Despite the personal nature of the situation, however, Paul used it as an occasion to continue imparting foundational teachings of Christian faith and ministry. The many important doctrines he touched on could help the church in Corinth solve its problems. And there's a little quote up underneath this yellow box from William Lyon Phelps that says, you can learn more about human nature by reading the Bible than by living in New York City. New York City? Yeah, I know I had to say that, right? So yeah, that's that. So that was my Bible study tool that I use. I don't believe I didn't read that yesterday. I was thrown off yesterday. I was thrown off today. But yeah, I need to change this. So let me change the title. We're doing 1 Samuel 19 through 21, not 16 through 18. I think I'm just going to have to be Sniffy. Sniffy Sam's. Because I lost my box of tissue. And I don't want to get up for another one. So we're in week 21. So I changed that. We're in week 21. I need to make sure I do that when I get off of here. Update yesterday's study week in title. Okay. So when I get off of here, I'll do my summary and I'll update that for people coming in on the replay. All right. Now that we know what's up, let's find out who's who. Switch my phone over here. Good morning to Eva Frazier. Good morning, Eva Frazier, who says good morning, everyone, and praise the like button. We ain't gonna praise it, or you saying press it. We're gonna praise the Lord. We're gonna bless the like button and praise the Lord. Nicole, good morning, 40 fam. Guitar and Cooking Mama's Homestead says good morning, 40 fam. Nicole says bless the like button. Yeah, that sounds good. Guitar and Cooking Mama's Homestead, smash the like button. Destiny Forever Walk says, Grand Rising, Kenya. Thank you, thank you. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. You too? Me too. I'm going to rejoice. I can only rejoice with one hand because the coffee's hot. I don't want to have an accident. Rejoice. Rejoicing doesn't take a lot. You can rejoice like, yeah! Or you can just rejoice in your heart. So it doesn't take a lot to rejoice. Bless the like button. Smash the like button. This is the day that the Lord has made. Rejoice, rejoice, and rejoice again. Nah, she didn't say it like that. Miss Robin said, rejoice, rejoice, and again I will say rejoice. That's what she said. There's the Nightbot. Miss Destiny says, grand day to you, Nightbot. Yeah, let's all pray for Nightbot, because sometimes Nightbot, which is just a bot, it acts up, but I think it's been doing good so far. Eagle VP's back in the house. Good morning, Eagle VP. He says, good day, Kenya. Miss Katan says, welcome to Eagle VP. Eagle VP says hello back to Katahdin Cooking Mama's Homestead. In case y'all didn't know, that's how it's pronounced. Katahdin, from the Katahdin Mountains. That's what she told me. And I looked it up too. Katahdin. Nicole says, good morning, everyone. The Wiz is a ray of sunshine. Is that why I'm feeling so warm? I'm glad I got my fan on. I slept with the fan on last night, and now I'm waking up stuffy. Let's see. Hello to Nicole and the Wiz. That's what Eagle VP says. And Destiny says, Eagle VP, grand day to you and blessings. Guess what time it is? It's recap time. It's recap time. Guess what time it is? It's recap time. Guess what time it is? It's recap time. It's recap time. Guess what time it is? It's recap time. I had so many random songs going on in my head yesterday. It was so funny. Some was from the 90s, some was from the 50s. It was just my mind. My mind is like a little disco. My brain is like a little disco sometimes. All right, this is what happened yesterday. We read 16, 17, 18 of 1 Samuel. And in chapter 16, Samuel anointed David as king. Well, what happened to Saul? Oh, you don't even want to know. But if you do, you got to read the first couple chapters before them. So Samuel anoints, there goes that coffee. Samuel anoints David as king. David serves in Saul's court. Oh yeah. So it was kind of a secret. It was kind of a secret that you're going to be the next king. Awkward situation. David serves in Saul's court, and actually Saul really loved David. Like he took him in as his own son. His son Jonathan got really close. They almost became like blood brothers, but they didn't prick their thumb and mush them together. But Jonathan gave David his robe, his cloak, his sword, his bow, his belt. You give somebody your sword, you really care about that person. I'm sure he had extra, but still, the point is, he gave all that to David because he was really close. Um, David had some military battles, and everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. They even sang a song. Where's that song at? Here's the song in verse 7, chapter 18, verse 7. Saul has killed his thousands, and David his 10,000s. In your face. Yeah, King Saul didn't like that. Oh, okay. So I killed 1,000 and he killed 10,000. You guys like him better than me, huh? You like him better than me? And that sparked off some of that jealousy and hatred. It was like a love-hate relationship. Like he loved him, but he kept trying to kill him. Like that's a toxic relationship right there. Now David actually denies, well not denies, we'll say he turned down the opportunity to marry one of Saul's other daughters, and he ended up marrying. Who did he end up marrying? Micah or Michael, Macau, something like that. Well, anyways, little boy David ended up killing not 100 but 200 of the Philistines, which was the bride price or groom price, bride price for the daughter. And he ended up succeeding there. Saul tries to kill David in chapter 19. Michael saves. Oh, that's today. Okay, so that was 18. That was 18. Yeah, David kept becoming more and more successful, which made everybody around him love him and made Saul more and more jealous. And since the Spirit of the Lord had left Saul from being disobedient with the taking over of was that the Amalekites? King Agag, remember King Agag, and yeah, the Amalekites. I was right. Saul destroys the Amalekites, but he takes some things that he shouldn't, and he spares the life of the king, and he was being disobedient, and yeah, that's why the Spirit of the Lord left him, and he actually ended up being tormented by spirits of madness and depression. So that's probably some of the reason why he tried to kill little David. But let's move on to 19. Some of this hot coffee. All right. Oh, I just spilled a bunch of coffee on me. I was trying to stir it up to get the sugar at the bottom. Un momento, por favor. I was being lazy the first time when I didn't want to get this tissue box. But now I got to because I just spilled my coffee. Oh, that's all the tissue there is. Yeah, I was trying to stir my coffee up and I stirred it and it flew out. Right on my laptop. Well, if I do have to blow my nose, now I have coffee scented tissues to do it. Oh, that might be a good business proposition. Oh, don't y'all steal my idea. Don't steal my idea, okay? I'm gonna write this down. See, ideas come to me all the time. Some of them silly, some of them brilliant. Don't steal my idea. I know y'all like, wait, what did she say, huh? Don't worry about it. Bam. Okay. My newest entrepreneurial venture. Chapter 19. Make sure I didn't miss anybody coming in. Okay. To anybody else coming in, you guys say hello to them for me. I'll check in with y'all between chapters, as I usually do. But this is chapter 19. Saul tries to kill David. Saul now urged his servants and his son, Jonathan, to assassinate David. And they were besties, remember? Jonathan and David, they were besties. But Jonathan, because of his strong affection for David, told him what his father was planning. Tomorrow morning, he warned, you must find a hiding place out in the fields. I'll ask my father to go out there with me, and I'll talk to him about you. Then I'll tell you everything I can find out. The next morning, Jonathan spoke with his father about David, saying many good things about him. The king must not sin against his servant David, Jonathan said. He's never done anything to harm you. He has always helped you in any way he could. Have you forgotten about the time he risked his life to kill the Philistine giant, and how the Lord brought a great victory to all Israel as a result? You were certainly happy about it then. Why should you murder an innocent man like David? There's no reason for it at all. So Saul listened to Jonathan and vowed, as surely as the Lord lives, David will not be killed. Now you have not only sworn in front of your flesh and blood son, but you've sworn to God. You've made that promise to the Lord. As surely as the Lord lives, he vowed, David will not be killed. In verse 7, afterward, Jonathan called David and told him what happened. Then he brought David to Saul, and David served in the court as before. War broke out again after that, and David led his troops against the Philistines. He attacked them with such a fury that they all ran away. But one day when Saul was sitting at home with spear in hand, the tormenting spirit from the Lord suddenly came upon him again. As David played his harp, Saul hurled his spear at David. But David dodged out of the way, and leaving the spear stuck in the wall, he fled and escaped in the night. So it says tormenting spirit here, and in the postscript it says evil spirit. Verse 11, Michael, not Michael as in Michael, Michael, the girl version name here. I'll just type it really quick so you guys know what I'm talking about. But this is Michael, that's his wife, Micah. Michael, not Michael. Just so you know, Michael is the boy version, Michael is the girl version, and I believe that's his wife. This is verse 11. Michael saves David's life. Then Saul sent troops to watch David. What in the world? Something crawling on me? Sorry. I got this piece of plastic that started falling. I thought something was crawling on my leg. Then Saul sent troops to watch David's house. They were told to kill David when he came out the next morning. But Michael, David's wife, warned him, if you don't escape tonight, you'll be dead by morning. So she helped him climb out through a window, and he fled and escaped. Then she took an idol and put it in his bed, covered it with blankets, and put a cushion of goat's hair at its head. Man, this is a huge idol. What was this, like a coat of arms? You know, like those old-fashioned coat of arms that you see in castles? The little armor thing? What in the world? It says here in the postscript that the Hebrew word for idol here is teraphim. Teraphim. I think I was studying that the other day. I don't remember the exact, so if I can remember, y'all, I'm going to look up teraphim, either in my dictionary or in Google, what's the name? Google. But yeah, she's trying to help her man escape. It's like, come on, baby, let me help you out this back let me help you out this back window. Cause they're trying to kill you, baby. You got to go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a quick screen share with you guys. This is teraphim. That's the word that I find here in the postscript here at the bottom, referring to chapter 19, verse 13. And I'll read it real quick. Then she took an idol and put it in his bed, covered it with blankets, and put a cushion of goat's hair at its head. When the troops came to arrest David, she told him he was sick and couldn't get out of bed. So that's what this teraphim looks like. It says teraphim is a Hebrew word from the Bible found only in the plural of uncertain etymology. That means word origin. Despite being plural, teraphim may refer to singular objects using the Hebrew plural of excellence. So you see, we got some statue type of things. She might have rolled up some blankets and whatnot, around it to make sure that it looks kind of full. Teraphim is a Hebrew word from the Bible found only in the plural. Okay, I read that part. According to Genesis 31, Rachel takes the teraphim belonging to her father Laban when her husband Jacob escapes. What is a teraphim from the Bible? The word teraphim is explained in classical rabbinical, that means from the rabbis, rabbinical literature as meaning disgraceful things. Uh-oh. Dismissed by modern etymologists. And in many English translations of the Bible, it is translated as idols or household gods, though its exact meaning is more specific than this, but unknown precisely. All right. So that's what was going on there. Oops. All right. So that's what's going on. That's how David escaped. His wife put a teraphim, his household god, whatever reason it was there for. It doesn't really go into exact details here, but it's probably something that you could study on your own. It says here in verse 15, but Paul sent the troops back to get David. He ordered, bring him to me in his bed so I can kill him. But when they came to carry David out, they discovered that it was only an idol in the bed with a cushion of goat's hair at his head. Why have you betrayed me like this and let my enemy escape? Saul demanded of Michal, his daughter. I had to, Michal replied. He threatened to kill me if I didn't help him. Well, I guess Daddy's girl had to come up with some good excuse. She probably knows that her daddy is kind of going crazy at this point, and she's trying to, save her skin as well as her husband's skin. So I'm just assuming, I'm filling in the blank pieces from my own mind. So if you disagree with anything that I'm ever reading, always feel free to correct me, give me some more information, give me your interpretation, give me your understanding in the live chat. This is my Bible reading, but this is our live chat. So whenever y'all hear something that don't sound right and you're thinking like, Kenya, no, you're going too far. You're going too far. Let me know, because I'm here to study and learn the Bible. I'm not here to teach it. I'm here to just give my interpretation of it. I'm thinking out loud. My coffee got cold quick. Man, put that top back on. I'm here to learn, not to teach. So this is verse 17 again. Why have you betrayed me like this and let my enemy escape? Saul demanded of Michal. I had to, Michal replied. He threatened to kill me if I didn't help him. In verse 18, so David escaped and went to Ramah to see Samuel. And he told him all that Saul had done to him. Then Samuel took David with him to live at Naioth. When the report reached Saul that David was at Naioth in Ramah, he sent troops to capture him. But when they arrived and saw Samuel leading a group of prophets who were prophesying, the Spirit of God came upon Saul's men, and they also began to prophesy. Ooh. When Saul heard what had happened, he sent other troops, but they too prophesied. Ooh, I wonder what they were saying. The same thing happened a third time. Finally, Saul himself went to Ramah and arrived at the great wall in Seku. Where are Samuel and David, he demanded. They are at Naioth in Ramah, someone told him. But on the way to Naioth in Ramah, the Spirit of God came even upon Saul, and he too began to prophesy all the way to Naioth. He tore off his clothes and lay naked on the ground all day and night, prophesying in the presence of Samuel. The people who were watching exclaimed, what? Is even Saul a prophet? I want to know what he was prophesying. I want to know what were men prophesying about? What was he prophesying about? But it does not give the detail. Maybe in the old Hebrew text, it might. Maybe a biblical scholar with other sacred texts could give insight into that. But it just leaves us on a cliffhanger there. What was being prophesied? Now here I am. I'm speculating. So don't nobody get your feelings hurt. I'm speculating. In my mind, I'm making a mental movie here. I'm making a recreation of the moment. He sends his men, and as soon as they get closer to where David is, hiding in Naioth, they start to prophesy. Saul will come to his demise, and David will be one of the best kings ever. Yes, he will. Yes, Lord, he will. Thank you for that prophecy of Saul being replaced by David. And Saul is hearing this, and he don't like it, but it's so strong. The message is so strong that even when he gets there, Saul is like, I'm gonna meet my own demise. Yes, Lord, I'm doing all these evil things, and even the person that I'm trying to persecute right now, they're gonna rise up and they're gonna take my place. That is the prophecy that the Lord has given me. Can you just imagine? This is a theatrical. This is a theatrical. What am I trying to say? Dramatization. This is a theatrical dramatization. Me making it up as I go along, imagining what it might have been like at that time. Here you are. You used to be the one in charge. You're slowly fading away. Well, actually, you're not even fading away. You're slowly being replaced by somebody else because you used to shine, but now somebody else is outshining you, and you just feeling some kind of way, and you like, I don't believe you up in my house outshining me. I'm the king, and I'm going crazy with all this jealousy, and I'ma kill you, but I love you. But I'ma kill you, but I'ma love you. And Daddy, calm down. That's Jonathon. Daddy, calm down. That's Michael. Calm down, Daddy-in-law. That's David. And oh, okay. I swear to the Lord, I will never kill him. Didn't he just say that? He said that in he just said that with his son. He said, I will swear that I will not kill him in verse 6. Chapter 19, verse 6. So Saul listened to Jonathon, his baby boy, and vowed, as surely as the Lord lives, David will not be killed. Skip a few verses ahead. Skip a few verses ahead. Where'd he go? Verse 15, Saul sent the troops back to get David. He ordered, bring him to me in his bed so I can kill him. How you go from, as surely as the Lord lives, David will not be killed, to bring him here in his bed and I'll kill him. I don't care if he sleep. But he was losing his mind at that point. Jealousy can eat you up, make you do some bad things. So that's the end of verse 19. That's the end of chapter 19. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Buffering this morning here and there. Yikes! I don't even want to look. Let me look at my analytics and my stream health. It says I'm in excellent condition. Yep. Let me see. Let me look back. Oh, it is giving me a suggestion. On the one hand, it says it's excellent. But then it keeps saying 732, 734, 736, 736. The stream's current bit rate is higher. My stream is higher than the current bit rate. We recommend that you stream at a bit rate of 750. Okay. Well, I'm not going to let you guys go, but I am going to pause the stream. So you are going to see a buffer in just a second. I have to do that in order to go into my settings. And I'm going to take up this suggestion that OBS is giving me or YouTube is giving me. It says that I'm streaming too high. How can you stream too high? I thought the higher the better. But it's telling me I'm at 4680. Well, this is all technical talk. You're at 4689. You're at 4650. You're at 4676. So something's going on that's out of my control, really. And it says that I should try to stream at a bit rate of 750. So I'm going to pause you guys on the streaming side. I'm still here live, but it's not going to be giving you it's not going to be pushing anything out. And as soon as I change this setting to what they're recommending me to, I'm going to come back and see if it helps. So, un momento, por favor. Oops, I pressed record. I don't need to record. Stop streaming and I'll be right back. But we're still live, so don't go anywhere. It caught me in a really funny face, didn't it? Because I looked up. I tried to make sure my face was like playing because I knew it was going to pause at whatever I was at. It didn't call me in a funny looking face like, Okay, I changed the settings on my side, so hopefully the buffering will go away. It's so weird because I don't change anything. When I come on live, all I do is I push a button and the same settings from before kick in. But it must be something going on in the internet. But hopefully we'll see. We'll see. Okay, there we go. It says my stream is healthy and my stream health is excellent. That's what it says now. So we'll see. Oh, I see in the history it kept saying, suggesting that I change my settings. I don't know why. If it worked yesterday, it should work today. But that's just me. I'm not a techie person like that. I know just enough to get myself in trouble. All right, so thank you for letting me know that, Nicole. And she says it's not bad. Well, I don't want it to be bad at all. We got 7 in the room and 5 likes. If those other 2 people could bless the like button, I would appreciate it, because every time you bless this like channel, you bless the channel so that it can be a blessing to other people and other people can find me and come hang out and chill and join the Bible reading party and watch some of my other videos. So if you forgot, here's your friendly public service announcement. Bless the like button. That's that button, that thumbs up that goes like that. It starts off as gray, you turn it blue, and we're good to go. Here we go in chapter 20. Jonathan. Jonathan helps David. David now fled from Naioth in Ramah and found Jonathan. Because remember, he has had to flee, had to run away. Man, this dude trying to kill me. He went to Ramah, found Samuel, the last judge. He said, come on over here, David. Hide in Naioth. And then Saul is like, go get him, go get him. He sent one set of troops. They start prophesying. We don't know what they were prophesying, but I gave my little guesstimate. I gave my little dramatic interpretation. He sent some more troops. They started prophesying. He sent some more troops. They started prophesying. What do you think they were prophesying? Let me know in the chat, or let me know in the replay. If you watch the replay, leave that in the comments. What do you think was being prophesied? Even Saul, which is the last thing that it says here, the people who were watching exclaimed, what? Even Saul is a prophet? What was he prophesying? To the point he tore his clothes off, rolling around on the ground, booty butt naked, prophesying. So now we come to chapter 20. Jonathan helps David, because that's his homie. That's his brother from another mother. Jonathan helps David. David now fled from Naioth and Ramah and found Jonathan. What have I done? He exclaimed. What is my crime? How have I offended your father that he is so determined to kill me? That's not true, Jonathan protested. You're not going to die. He always tells me everything he's going to do, even the little things. I know my father wouldn't hide something like this from me. It just isn't so. Boy, you in denial. Your daddy didn't lost it. Verse 3. Then David took an oath before Jonathan and said, your father knows perfectly well about our friendship. So he has said to himself, I won't tell Jonathan. Why should I hurt him? But I swear to you that I am only a step away from death. I swear by the Lord and by your own soul. That's deep right there. That's deep. You hear what I just read? That is so deep. He says, your father knows how close we are. And he loves you because you are his biological son. He loves you, but he doesn't want to hurt you by telling you what he's going to do. You guys are close, but he's holding back. He wants to kill me. He just don't want to tell you about it. He always tells me everything. Okay, yeah, that's verse 3. Then David took an oath before Jonathan and said, your father knows perfectly well about our friendship. So he has said to himself, I won't tell Jonathan. Why should I hurt him? But I swear to you, I'm only a step away from death. I swear by the Lord and by your own soul. Verse 4, tell me what I can do to help you, Jonathan exclaimed. Verse 5, David replied, tomorrow we celebrate the new moon festival. I've always eaten with the king on this occasion, but tomorrow I'll hide in the field and stay there until the evening of the 3rd day. If your father asks where I am, tell him I asked permission to go home to Bethlehem for an annual family sacrifice. If he says, fine, you will know all is well. But if he's angry and loses his temper, you'll know he's determined to kill me. Show me this loyalty as my sworn friend, or kill me yourself if I've sinned against your father. But please don't betray me to him. Never. Jonathan exclaimed. "You know that if I had the slightest notion my father was planning to kill you, I would tell you at once." Then David asked, "How will I know whether or not your father is angry?" Verse 11. "Come out to the field with me," Jonathan replied, and they went out there together. Then Jonathan told David, "I promise by the Lord, the God of Israel, that by this time tomorrow, or the next day at the least, I will talk to my father and let you know at once how he feels about you. If he speaks favorably about you, I will let you know. But if he is angry and wants you killed, may the Lord strike me and even kill me if I don't warn you, so you can escape and live. May the Lord be with you as he used to be with my father, and may you treat me with the faithful love of the Lord as long as I live. But if I die, treat my family with this faithful love, even when the Lord destroys all your enemies from the face of the earth." Verse 16. So Jonathan made a solemn pact with David, saying, "May the Lord destroy all your enemies." And Jonathan made David reaffirm his vow of friendship again, for Jonathan loved David as he loved himself. See, now that's pretty deep too. That is pretty deep because he said, did y'all read between the lines there? He said, even if I die, because he might be thinking, man, you my friend. I love you like a brother. I'm going to protect you. I'm just interpreting myself. Even to my own demise, even to my own death. But if I do die, be good to the rest of my family. And he swore, it says here in verse 14, verse 14. "And may you treat me with the faithful love of the Lord as long as I live. But if I die, treat my family with this faithful love, even when the Lord destroys all your enemies from the face of the earth." So Jonathan made a solemn pact with David, saying, "May the Lord destroy all your enemies." Who is David's current enemy at this time? And maybe not even enemy, just we'll call him an adversary. Adversary, enemy. Who is David's top enemy right now? Jonathan's own daddy. So that's deep right there. That's deep. That is deep. He said, "May the Lord destroy your enemies." All your enemies. And if my daddy's your enemy, and I'm my daddy's son, and I go down with my daddy, this is me thinking out loud. This is not scripture. This is me interpreting. Then so be it, because I love you so much. Just be good to the rest of my family. That's deep. That's deep. Let me go on to verse 16. So Jonathan made it. Let me go on to verse 18. Then Jonathan said, "Tomorrow we celebrate the new moon festival. You will be missed when your place at the table is empty. The day after tomorrow, toward evening, go to the place where you hid before and wait there by the stone pile. I'll come out and shoot 3 arrows to the side of the stone pile as though I were shooting at a target. Then I will send a boy to bring the arrows back. If you hear me tell him, 'They're on this side,' then you will know as surely as the Lord lives that all is well and there's no trouble. But if I tell him, 'Go farther, the arrows are still ahead of you,' then it will mean that you must leave immediately, for the Lord is sending you away. And may the Lord make us keep our promises to each other, for he has witnessed them." So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon festival began, the king sat down to eat. He sat at his usual place against the wall, with Jonathan sitting opposite him and Abner beside him. But David's place was empty. Saul didn't say anything about it that day, for he said to himself, "Something must have made David ceremonially unclean." But when David's place was empty again, the next day, Saul asked Jonathan, "Why hasn't the son of Jesse been here for the meal, either yesterday or today?" In verse 28, Jonathan replies, "David earnestly asked me if he could go to Bethlehem. He said, 'Please let me go, for we're having a family sacrifice.' My brother demanded that I be there, so please let me go away to see my brothers. That's why he isn't here at the king's table." In verse 30, Saul boiled with rage at Jonathan. "You stupid son of a whore!" Well, dang. He swore at him. "Do you think I don't know that you want him to be king in your place, shaming yourself and your mother? As long as that son of Jesse is alive, you'll never be king. Now go and get him so I can kill him." That went south very quickly. Verse 32. "But why should he be put to death?" Jonathan asked his father. "What has he done?" Then Saul hurled his spear at Jonathan, intending to kill him. So at last, Jonathan realized that his father was really determined to kill David. In verse 34, Jonathan left the table in fierce anger and refused to eat on that second day of the festival, for he was crushed by his father's shameful behavior toward David. The next morning, as agreed, Jonathan went out to the field and took a young boy with him to gather his arrows. "Start running," he told the boy, "so you can find the arrows as I shoot them." So the boy ran, and Jonathan shot an arrow beside him. When the boy had almost reached the arrow, Jonathan shouted, "The arrow is still ahead of you! Hurry! Hurry! Don't wait!" So the boy quickly gathered up the arrows and ran back to his master. He, of course, suspected nothing, only Jonathan and David understood the signal. Then Jonathan gave his bow and arrows to the boy and told him to take them back to town. As soon as the boy was gone, David came out from where he had been hiding near the stone pile. Then David bowed 3 times to Jonathan with his face to the ground. Both of them were in tears as they embraced each other and said goodbye, especially David. At last, Jonathan said to David, "Go in peace, for we have sworn loyalty to each other in the Lord's name. The Lord is the witness of a bond between us and our children forever." Then David left, and Jonathan returned to the town. That's chapter 20, y'all. That's chapter 20. Let's see what's going on in the chat. "Good morning," Life of Key said, and she said it just like that. Destiny Forever Walk says, "Hi, Kenya. Enjoyed your teaching and your sweet humor. I have to go early today, but I'll see you at the next take. You know what that reminds me? I got something. You just reminded me of something. And no, it's not biscuits. But I'll see you at the next take. Have a super amazing day." And she gave me not only a red heart, but a sparkly heart, because she knows that I'm trying to shine like David. Not really. Katan says, "Gotta head out. Have a blessed day." Thank you to my moderator and my other YouTube friend. In honor of Destiny coming back for another take, I'm going to see if I can find something. Hold on. If I can't find it in 30 seconds, I'll show you guys tomorrow. But it's funny that she should say that. Ha-ha! As messy as this place is, I was able to find it. Destiny says, "I'll come back on another take. When you do, I'm gonna say take 3." I bought this at Hobby Lobby a while back, and I meant to use it for some of my live streams, and I forgot about it until you said that. So until the next time, Destiny. Bible reading party, take 3. Destiny says that, "Kenya, you will see Jonathan's wishes carried out by David when he cared for his family in Jonathan's death." Oh, David took Jonathan's crippled son into his house and took care of him. Oh. And then Nicole says, "Wow. Yeah, you never know what I have up my sleeve, right?" Take 4. Yeah, I'll put it here. Put it up there with my Bibles. Yeah, see that? It even says it right there. We are right now. The date. The date is, I think you use chalk with this, but the date is May 19th, 2020. We are on scene. What's the scene? The scene is 1 Samuel, and the take is verses 19 through 21. Quiet on the set. All right, let's jump into chapter 21. Chapter 21 is the last chapter for today. Nicole says, "Wow. Y'all just don't know. There's always a party in my head. Always. Disco party." Chapter 31. Not 31, 21. Chapter 21. David runs from Saul. So David and Jonathan have just said their goodbyes, their little boo-hoos. "I'ma always love you, homie, my brother from another mother." But yeah, that was some pretty strong language that Saul used. He not only basically cursed his son, he cursed his wife. You son of a bleep. Wow, that's some pretty strong language. Chapter 21, David runs from Saul. David went to the town of Nob. Nob. Oh, I'm thinking of the Nod, the fairy tale place of Nod when you go off and you nod off to sleep. But it says Nob, not Nod. David went to the town of Nob to see Ahimelech, the priest. Ahimelech trembled when he saw him. Why are you alone? He asked. Why is no one with you? The king has sent me on a private matter, David said. He told me not to tell anyone why I'm here. I have told my men where to meet me later. What is there to eat? Give me 5 loaves of bread or anything else you have. We don't have any regular bread, the priest replied, but there is the holy bread, which you can have if your young men have not slept with any women recently. Don't worry, David replied. I never allow my men to be with women when they are on the campaign. And since they stay clean even on ordinary trips, how much more? And since they stay clean even on ordinary trips, how much more on this one? Since there was no other food available, the priest gave him the holy bread, the bread of the presence that was placed before the Lord in the tabernacle. It had just been replaced that day with fresh bread. A little interesting thing that I noticed here, and yes, it has to do with sex, so this is about to be an adult topic. I think I heard that it is a very common practice, not only in the military, to abstain from sex before going into war, but also a lot of athletes do the same thing. We're not going to get too deep here, but let me know in the comments or in the live chat if you've heard this, that men during training for battle or training for a big game or just on season, when they're on season, they will abstain from they will abstain from having sexual intercourse because, at that moment of ejaculation, they're losing their life fluids. They're losing a little bit of that energy and they're losing stamina. And so I think that's interesting that it says here we're in chapter 21, verse 5. Don't worry, David replied. I never allow my men to be with women when they are on a campaign. And of course, we're talking about a military campaign. When we're training, we're going to war, we stay celibate to maintain our energy and our stamina. So anyways, I just thought that was interesting. Let me know if you guys have heard that, or you can look it up. It's a thing. It's a thing. Because, well, the purity and the energy, sexual energy, purity, it's a thing. Look it up. Verse 7. Now Doeg, not Doug, but Doeg, and not Doge. Y'all know Doge, right? That's a meme. Doeg, D-O-E-G, D-O-E-G. Now Doeg, the Edomite, Saul's chief herdsman, was there that day, having been detained before the Lord. What does that mean? Oh, well, there's a little star here at the bottom. Let me find out. Chapter 21, verse 7. The meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain. That's what it says. The meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain. Okay. Now Doeg, the Edomite, Saul's chief herdsman, was there that day, having been detained before the Lord. David asked Ahimelech, do you have a spear or sword? The king's business was so urgent that I didn't even have time to grab a weapon. I only have the sword of Goliath, the Philistine, whom you killed in the valley of Elah, the priest replied. It is wrapped in a cloth behind the ephod. Take it if you want it, for there is nothing else here. There is nothing like it, David replied. Give it to me. So David escaped from Saul and went to King Achish of Gath. But the officers of Achish were unhappy about his being there. Isn't this David, the king of the land? They asked. Isn't he the one the people honor with dances, singing? Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000s? David heard these comments and was very afraid of what King Achish of Gath might do to him. So he pretended to be insane, scratching on doors and drooling down his beard. Finally, King Achish said to his men, must you bring me a madman? We already have enough of them around here. Why should I let someone like this be my guest? Yeah, sometimes. They say I don't know karate, but I know crazy. Yeah, I think it was one of the moments. I don't know karate, but I know crazy. You better ask somebody. That's what David said with drool in his beard. Kind of gross. That's it. Matter of fact, that's it. I was about to go on to chapter 22. But that is it for today. Cut. What was I gonna look in here for? We got Saul, we got Jonathan, we got David. I don't remember. I was gonna look something up, but I don't remember. David, Saul. We looked up Saul yesterday, and it told us a little bit about what was about to happen. I guess I'll read up a little bit on David. Ooh, David got a whole page. Ooh. You know, I am interested in that moon festival. I don't think it would be in here. Oh, yeah, yeah, Teraphim. I was going to look up Teraphim. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So, what did you guys think about today's reading? What was your favorite part? As the Nightbot will say, what was your favorite part? Do you have any questions? Yeah, I'm gonna just read this part on Teraphim. Maybe I'll read about David tomorrow because this is a really long part. Actually, maybe I'll do both. Okay, yeah, I'll do both. Stop me if you've heard this before. David. Did you know that the name David means beloved? I did not know that. David, beloved. The crazy acting guy, yeah. Crazy acting guy. Some people are smart enough to act dumb and sane enough to act crazy. Second king of the United Kingdom of Israel, ancestor of Jesus Christ and writer of numerous psalms. The record of David's life is found in 1 Samuel 16 through 13, 2 Samuel 1 through 24, Kings 1 through 2, and 1 Chronicles 10 through 29. David's youth was spent in Bethlehem. The youngest of 8 brothers, he was the son of Jesse, a respected citizen of the city. As the youngest son, David was the keeper of his father's sheep. In this job, he showed courage and faithfulness by killing both a lion and a bear that attacked the flock. As a lad, he displayed outstanding musical talent with the harp, a fact that figured prominently in his life. When Saul was rejected by God as king, the prophet Samuel went to Bethlehem to anoint David as the future king of Israel. Apparently, there was no public announcement of this event, although David and his father surely must have been aware of it. King Saul, forsaken by God and troubled by an evil spirit, was subject to moods of depression and insanity. His attendants advised him to secure a harpist whose music might soothe his spirit. David was recommended for this task. As harpist for Saul, David was exposed to governmental affairs, a situation that prepared him for his later service as king of Israel. King Saul led the army of Israel to meet the enemy. 3 of David's brothers were in Saul's army, and Jesse sent David to the battle area to inquire about their welfare. While on the expedition, David encountered and killed the Philistine giant Goliath. For this feat, he became a hero in the eyes of the nation, but it aroused jealousy and animosity in the heart of Saul. Saul's son Jonathon, however, admired David because of his bravery and soon became good friends. This friendship lasted until Jonathan's death, in spite of Saul's hostility toward David. Perhaps Saul realized that Samuel's prediction that the kingdom would be taken from him could reach fulfillment in David. On 2 occasions, he tried to kill David with a spear. He also gave his daughter, whom he had promised as David's wife, to another man. As David's popularity grew, Saul's fear increased until he could no longer hide his desire to kill him. David was forced to flee with Saul in pursuit. David gathered a handful of fugitives as he followed and as his followers and fled from Saul. On at least 2 occasions, David could have killed Saul while the king slept, but he refused to do so. Perhaps David hesitated to kill Saul because he realized that he would be king one day, and he wanted the office to be treated with respect. If he had killed Saul, David also would have entered the office of king through his own personal violence. When the Philistines battled Saul and his army at Gilboa, they were victorious, killing Saul and his son Jonathan, whom David loved as a dear friend. When David heard this news, he mourned their fate. At Saul's death, the tribe of Judah, to whom David belonged, elected him as king of Judah and placed him on the throne in Hebron. The rest of the tribes of Israel set up Ishbosheth, Saul's son, as king at Mahanaim. For the next 2 years, civil war raged between these two factions. It ended in the assassination of Ishbosheth, an event that saddened David. On the death of Ishbosheth, David was elected king over all the people of Israel. He immediately began work to establish a united kingdom. One of his first acts as king was to attack the fortified city of Jebus. Although the inhabitants thought it was safe from capture, David and his army took it. He then made it the capital city of his kingdom and erected his palace there. Also known as Jerusalem, the new capital stood on the border of the southern tribe of Judah and the other tribal territories to the north. This location tended to calm the jealousies between the north and the south, contributing greatly to the unity of the kingdom. After establishing his new political capital, David proceeded to reestablish and strengthen the worship of God. He moved the Ark of the Covenant from Kirjath Jearim and placed it within the tabernacle that he pitched in Jerusalem. Next, he organized worship on a magnificent scale and began plans to build a house of worship. But God brought a halt to his plans, informing David that the building of the temple would be entrusted to his successor. Although David was a righteous king, he was subject to sin, just like other human beings. On one occasion, when his army went to battle, David stayed home. This led to his great sin with Bathsheba. While Uriah the Hittite, Bathsheba's husband, was away in battle, David committed adultery with her. Then, in an effort to cover his sin, he finally had Uriah killed in battle. David was confronted by the prophet Nathan, who courageously exposed his wrongdoing. Faced with his sin, David repented and asked for God's forgiveness. His prayer for forgiveness is recorded in Psalms 51. Although God forgave David of this act of adultery, the consequences of the sin continued to plague him. The child born to David and Bathsheba died. The example he set as a father was a bad influence on his sons. One son, Amnon, raped and humiliated his half-sister. Another son, Absalom, rebelled against David and tried to take away his kingdom by force. David died when he was 71 years old, having been king for a total of over 40 years, including both his reign in Hebron and his kingship over the United Kingdom. Early in his life, David distinguished himself as the sweet psalmist of Israel. Many of the psalms in the book of Psalms are attributed to him. His fondness for music is recorded in many places in the Bible. He played skillfully on the harp. He arranged worship services in the sanctuary. He composed psalms of lament over Saul and Jonathon. His musical activity was referred to by Amos and Nehemiah. Jesus was referred to as the son of David. The genealogy of Jesus, as recorded in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, traced Jesus back through the ancestry of David. God promised David a kingdom that would have no end. This prophecy was fulfilled in Jesus, who came to establish the kingdom of God. Jesus was born in Bethlehem because this was the city of David, David's birthplace and boyhood home. The Jewish historian Josephus praised David by saying, "This man was of excellent character and was endowed with all the virtues that were desirable in a king." David was truly a man after God's own heart. And that, y'all, is like a biography. That's a biography of David. That's talking about what we just heard about and things to come. Let's see. All right. One last piece here. I'm going to talk about that Teraphim. I'm really interested about this Teraphim. Really, really interested. Teraphim. This is teraphim, you guys. Figurines or images in human form. And I got some images up on the screen if you want to check that out. Figurines or images in human form used in the ancient world as household gods. This is a smaller g. Smaller g. Teraphim were probably of Mesopotamian origin, but apparently they were widespread in Hebrew households. Possibly made of clay, these objects may have been similar to the objects in Rome that were connected with superstition, idolatry, and magic. The term teraphim, translated as household idols, occurs in Judges 17 and 5 and 18:14, 17 through 18, and 20, where it is linked with an ephod and with carved images and molded images. I think they're talking about that Levite. Remember that Levite priest that was with, I can't think of his name now, but the guy had some teraphim in his household, and he installed his sons as some priests to be priests. But then this Levite, outside Levite person came through and he said, "Hey, why don't you be my personal Levite?" The term teraphim, translated as household items, is linked with an ephod with its carved images and molded images. All of these items form part of the equipment of Micah's idolatrous shrine. In Hosea 3 and 4, teraphim is again linked with ephod in a reference to the absence of all forms of religion from Israel during her time of punishment. The household gods, teraphim, of Genesis were probably idolatrous images that Rachel wanted to bring with her to Palestine, perhaps for the safety they might provide on the perilous journey and in a strange land. In other contexts, teraphim are directly related to idolatry, both the idols that speak delusion in Zechariah 10 through 2 and the idolatry that is linked with iniquity, 1 Samuel 15. Are translations of the word teraphim. In his reformation of religion, King Josiah of Judah sought to restore true worship by abolishing the practices of consulting mediums and spiritists and using household gods and images. So, even though these were some really religious people, I mean, people sometimes are, even nowadays. I know quite a few Christians who hold on to superstitions. I myself, I probably still hold on to quite a few superstitions. Last week or a couple weeks ago, when I was doing that one interview for the Boss series, and I was out there talking to the barbecue guy, and one of the customers was talking to me, and I was telling him about the channel and some other stuff, and I had my head covered. This is my little spiritual journey that I'm going through this year. And we were talking, and I could tell he was a well educated man. However, he was like, what did he say? He said something like, "I like your spirit, it really shines." So we start talking about something spiritual and what I think, Christian like. He's like, "I really like your spirit, it really shines." Then he says, "What sign are you?" For those who don't know, what sign are you? Virgo, Leo, Cancer, all that stuff. It has nothing to do with the Bible. We use it, we say it. It's part of our culture nowadays. And some people really believe in it a little bit, and some people believe in it a lot and go off all into it. But that has nothing to do with Christianity. Whatever my spirit was saying to that guy, or whatever light he kept saying he saw off of me, that was the Holy Spirit. That was my trueness. That had nothing to do with some stars and some moons and some stuff. But superstitions, right? Don't put your purse on the floor. That means you're not gonna have any money. That's a superstition. Don't walk up under that ladder. You're gonna have bad luck. That's a superstition. Black cats are evil. I have 2 black cats. They're not evil. They're just animals. So anyways, I said all that to say, even nowadays, we have so many superstitions and so many misbeliefs, disbeliefs, wrong beliefs just mixed in with everything. It's hard to separate what's what. What is really what. But yeah. It says King Josiah wants to restore true worship by abolishing the practice of consulting mediums and spiritists and using household gods. So yeah, that could be a really deep topic. Not for today, but it could be a really deep topic talking about idols, because there's people nowadays that have idols. They call them different things, but if you're worshiping a thing and not worshiping God, isn't that idol worship? Again, that is for another day, another topic. But yeah, there's so much that we do nowadays and so much that we say. Everything has kind of all been mixed and mashed together. And yeah, without reading and studying, you really don't know what you're saying. You really don't know what you're doing. So many traditions that we have, so many practices and rituals that we do, that we just do it because mama and daddy did it. So that's why we did it. Grandma and grandpa did it, so we did it. We do it for our children, and our children don't know anything, and so we just keep passing on superstitions and different stuff without really knowing where it came from or what it really means. On that note, man, I love the summertime and springtime. You know what I don't like? Getting bit by mosquitoes. I got a mosquito bite on my foot. I keep itching. All right, let me do a roll call since I'm done. Eva Frazier says good morning. Eva Frazier, Nicole, Katahdin, Cooking Mama's Homestead, Katahdin, Destiny Forever Walks, Katahdin, Cooking Mama's Homestead, Nightbot, Eagle VP, Nicole, The Wiz, Eagle VP, Destiny Forever Walks. Oh, Erica popped in. Whoa. Did I not say hello to you? I must have skipped over you. Because this is my first time. That was at 7:37. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Erica. I didn't see you. I didn't see you in there. So Erica Benet Vlogs, Nicole. Oh yeah, that was right before I started buffering. So I missed that. I apologize. Nicole, Nightbot, Nicole, Life of Key, Destiny Forever Walks, Katahdin, Nicole, and even Laverne Dorsey came in at the last minute and says, backstory. And Amy Amore. Hey girl, I ain't seen you in a minute. Well, I haven't visited you in a minute. Hello and good morning, girl. What made you decide to come to the Bible reading party? Because you was ready to party this morning? It's a Bible reading party. It's a Bible reading party. Good morning. Amy and Moore, hello, beautiful. No, you're beautiful. Nicole says, I heard of that stuff. Yeah. Well, like I say every day, I encourage, don't take my word for it. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a preacher. I'm a regular person like you that just happened to decide to read my Bible every day on YouTube. That's a thing. As part of my New Year's resolution, I'm trying to find understanding for myself. You guys know I think out loud. When I think out loud, I'm not trying to get you to believe what I believe. I'm just thinking out loud. It is your job. It is your job. What is that reminding me of? I need your help. No, I'm thinking of Captain Planet. The power is yours. That's what I was thinking of. I told you I watched a lot of television as a child, but it was good stuff. So the power is yours, and the responsibility is yours to read your own information. Read your own. Come to your own conclusions. Pray for your own understanding. Get your own understanding and interpretation so you can build your faith up, so you can have your own relationship with God. Because guess what? My relationship with God and your relationship with God are two different relationships. So yeah. These are my interpretations of what I am understanding. The more I read, the more I observe the environment around me. And, you see patterns. And anyways, that's that. So, yes, that has been the roll call. I read my Bible. I read my dictionary. I said hello to everybody. I did my roll call. I showed y'all some pictures of some teraphims. And, yeah, on that note... Amen. See you tomorrow. Exactly, Eva Frazier. Exactly. Amen. So I'm going to do a little pray so we can be on our way and have a great Tuesday. And yes, this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Oh, yeah. And reach 2, 3, 4. Praise the Lord now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open yourself up to the Holy Spirit. That's the ticket. Now, my quick question, I'm being funny, but God has a sense of humor, right? My thing is, when we meditate, and I don't want to hit another hot topic, but when we meditate and we allow ourselves to be emptied out in a spiritual way, as a form of exercise and relaxation, why can't you do the same thing with exercise and filling yourself up with praise? I'm just curious. It's just a question. It's just a question. Y'all can let me know in the chat or in the comment section below. Have you ever heard of praise and worship exercise? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? Is it something you would be interested in doing? And how is it different or the same as meditating and letting your spirit do whatever the meditation is supposed to do? And rejoice. 2, 3, 4. I think some people might think that it's like blasphemy or sacrilegious, and some people might be like, why not? The Lord gave you the body to move. You better reach for the Lord, reach for the heavens, and reach. 2, 3, 4, and rejoice. 2, 3, 4, and pray. Praying is the cool down. Pray has to be the cool down. You guys know I don't mean no harm. Y'all know I don't mean no harm. It's my personality. It's my that reminds me. I gotta work on my musical. Not the theme song. The theme song's coming out June 28th. But I actually have a musical that I started back in March or February, and I never finished it. Yeah, it's a musical. Not a musical, it's a song, but it sounds like it's from a musical. Work on musical. I feel like I turned on the heat instead of the air. I've been burning up over here, you guys. Kenya, focus, pray, let the people go. Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for this wonderful Tuesday and this wonderful month of May. Bless everyone in the live chat. Bless everyone on the replay. Whatever their needs are, Lord, I pray that you meet them, not just barely meet them, and not just meet them exactly, but I pray that their needs are met overflowingly to the point where they're saying, what? This must be a miracle from God, so that they will know that you are God and that you are love and that you love them and that they're here for a purpose, and whatever their purpose is, they can work that out. But Lord, I thank you for today. I thank you for the comfort and safety of my home where I can read my Bible with no persecution. And not only that, but share it with people on this wonderful miracle thing of called the internet and technology, where even though we're in different places and different spaces, we can all be in the same place right now learning about you, Lord. I pray that everybody who listens to the sound of my voice right now or later on in the replay, that they're motivated to maybe possibly read the Bible in their own time so they can come to their own understanding and build their own relationship with you. That is my prayer for today. Amen. Amen. Yes, that is my prayer for today, is that only you can prevent not knowing the Bible because you read it yourself. You thought I was going to say Smokey the Bear, right? You thought I was going to say Smokey the Bear. No, only you can prevent forest fires, and only you can prevent not knowing something. You gotta read a book. Read a book. Read a book. Don't ask me why I have a huge dictionary on my table. Mind your business. Mind your business. Just playing. Just playing. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys tomorrow morning because, as you know, I do this every day, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's Texas time, y'all. I'll be reading my Bible until I get down to the end of it. And come January 1st, I probably won't be doing this anymore because I will have accomplished my goal. My goal is to read the Bible every day, to get through it, because I've never read the whole thing. And I'm probably going to read it on my own, but it just won't be here. So you guys are part of an exclusive element on my channel. 2020, the year that Kenya read the Bible every day. So kudos to you guys for coming in and sharing this moment with me. And yeah, like I said before, this isn't just it's my Bible reading, but it's our Bible reading party. I'll see you guys at the next one.
Entrepreneur Drive 40, Entrepreneur Drive. Entrepreneur Drive 40, Entrepreneur Drive. Entrepreneur Drive 40, Entrepreneur Drive. Thanks for watching, share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you at the next Bible reading party, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time.